room. But we're live streaming as well, as you'll have just seen, and this will be a great opportunity for people to really just get themselves into that mode for lunchtime. So people are coming in. Welcome, everybody. Lovely to see you. And Jamie, despite the fact that the word torture was mentioned earlier on, she assures me that this is not a torturous session. It is ideal for you, whether you are a beginner or whether you have some experience already. So don't worry at all. And of course, enjoy the session, and then we'll tell you afterwards what's coming up this afternoon. And don't forget that we've got another great energizer tomorrow with Prash Kotecha as well, doing another great session tomorrow. So you've got that to look forward to. But we'll just give everyone a few more, just a couple more minutes to come in and get into this. And also, by the way, just to let you know that we're not doing a sort of Q&A session really with Jamie. This is purely just for you to get involved and to enjoy the session. If you do want to get in touch with Jamie later, then obviously please do. She said she's very happy for anyone to contact her, and she can certainly take up any questions that you've got then. But we'll save this to be a completely practical session today, so we get the most out of the whole session. So as people join us, just a reminder that if you have missed any of the sessions so far, they are starting to come up on the main hub there that we have, the Eugenie hub. You'll be able to see them. They're coming up on the on the right hand side over here. As they become live, look in the video vault and you'll find them all there. But great to see so many of you joining us for this session this afternoon. Does it matter if they've eaten already, Jamie?
Say again, does it matter?
If people have eaten already, or should they maybe hold off eating until after the session?
I would say probably, I mean, it's a very gentle session. However, whenever you kind of start getting to moving your body, you know, I actually ate about an hour ago and I'm still kind of feeling my lunch. So yeah, if you're going to eat, make it light.
Well, that's absolutely brilliant. Jamie, again, on behalf of all of us here at ISMA, thank you so much indeed for giving up your time today to guide us through that. It's really great. And it's a feature that people will remember from last year's summit, that we had these energizers at lunchtime, which were hugely popular. And I know people just love that moment in the day. When you've got a summit all about stress and well-being, we've got to have something like this in the middle of the day to ease us into towards the afternoon. So for everyone who's just joining us, it's a real pleasure to introduce a certified Thai yoga masseur who's going to help us all, regardless, she adds, of our experience, with what she calls a no-fluff yoga approach to feeling good. That sounds good to me. Would you all please give a very warm ISMA welcome to Jamie Abrams.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me today. I'm looking forward to taking you through a nice, gentle practice that you can do with your body wherever you are, no matter what your ability is, and especially for those who are desk bound or having to sit in chairs a lot. This is for you, or even if you're driving a lot, you know, you can do this also from your car, not while driving. I mind to add that, but you can do it when you're pulled over or stop or taking a break. So having said that, I've been working with the body somatically and in the realm of movement for the last 20 plus years. So to set the container for what we're going to do today, I do have a few requests of you. All of you here, I assume, are adults and over the age of 18. So I'm going to leave it to you to really take care of your own bodies. And what I mean by that is, I don't know you, I'm not familiar with your bodies, how they work, your challenges or your injuries. You are, however. So as we move through, it is very gentle, but still being mindful, taking care of your own body, working to your own edges. So just to set that up. Also, if you're in an office or a desk chair and it has wheels, mine does have wheels, but it's quite a heavy chair, to make sure that your chair is stable, okay? Because we're going to be doing everything from our chair. We will stand up and you'll be able to do some standing things. But if you're in a chair, make sure your chair is in a stable place. And if you're listening to me with headphones or earphones that have a wire, you may wish to listen without that, because when you stand up or you move, you might become unplugged or get stuck to your computer. So just kind of setting the practical things up in that way. And also just to say that I am going to be taking you through a nice, lovely sequence. And everything I invite you to do is an invitation. There's no movement that you have to do. There's nothing that you have to participate in. So please pick and choose what feels good. And if you want to sit one of the stretches or moves out, then feel free to do that as well. Okay, so enough of all of that. We got all the practical stuff out of the way. Let's get into moving our bodies, because, hey, you know, in a summit, especially an online summit, we might not be moving as much as we'd like to be. And of course, this is all to do, you know, this whole summit is around stress and stress awareness. And moving our bodies, we get to release and pull tension and stress out of our body. And that's what I wish for you to have, is this ability to tune into your own body and give yourself that stress release. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to have you sit. If you're sat in your chair, especially like I said, if you're in an office chair, I invite you to sit towards, I'm just going to move my screen here so I have a better view of what's happening. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. I'm not going to be sat right up against my chair. So move yourself away from the back of your chair so you're sitting more towards the edge of your chair, but you still feel stable. That's going to be the important part. And then sitting with a nice long spine. So nice long spine, I want you to imagine that here at the crown of your head, you have a string, and that string is pulling and lengthening you and creating lots of space between all of your vertebrae. So sitting nice and tall. And then rest your hands just on your thighs and allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears. And if it feels good, I invite you to gently close your eyes or take a soft gaze, or not look at the computer. You don't need to look at your computer for this next part. And allow the eyes to have a break from the screen. And let's take a moment to tune into our breath and how we're breathing. So first, noticing if your breath is moving slowly, if the breath is moving fast, if the breath feels deep down in the belly or if it's just up in the chest. And then what would it be like for you to take a full inhalation in through the nose? And then when you're ready to exhale, exhale through the nose, and see if you can make the exhalation nice and long. So longer than you inhaled for. Sometimes I like to count. So next time you inhale, see if you can inhale in to the count of 5. And then as you exhale, see if you can exhale through the nose to the count of 7. And by doing this, we're tapping into our parasympathetic nervous system. We're getting into that relaxation response. So one more time, inhaling in through the nose. And when you're ready to exhale, making that exhalation a little bit longer. Great. And then when you're ready, see if you can allow your chin to drop down to your chest. So let the head hang heavy in front of the body. And you'll begin to feel that stretch along the neck or the traps, the neck muscles. And then very slowly begin to roll the head in the front of the body, like you're making a half circle. So you're taking ear towards shoulder, ear towards shoulder. Just a nice gentle circle. The neck really likes it when we move slowly, so there's no hurry here. Great, and slowly roll your head, come back up to center. As you bring your head back up to center, take a nice full breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And so as you're dropping the ear towards the shoulder, you want both of your shoulders to be heavy. So you're not taking the shoulder up to the ear, but the other way around. Great. With your next inhalation, bring your head back through center. And then as you exhale, you can take your left ear towards your left shoulder. And again, watching that the shoulders stay heavy, like they're pulling towards the floor. Wonderful. Inhale, bring your head back up through center. And then as you exhale, turn your head to look over your right shoulder. So almost like you're trying to look over your shoulder, like you were reversing out of a parking spot. So you're not moving the front of the chest. Your chest is going to stay squared towards the screen. You're only moving the head. Great. Bring your head back through center. And then slowly begin turning it. So you're looking over your left shoulder. Again, keep your chest squared towards the computer screen. You're only moving the head. Great. And then slowly bring your head back through center. Once you're there, go ahead and give your shoulders a roll out. You move your head at the same time. I sort of like to pretend here that I'm swimming, like this is the kind of shoulder movement I would be doing if I were a really good swimmer. And I'm obviously not, because I really don't know the movement for a swimmer, but I imagine that I'm a swimmer here, moving my head and my shoulders. Great. And then you just give yourself a little wiggle. Wonderful. Okay, so let's get into our wrists and our hands a little bit, because these, especially if you're sat at a desk or a computer, you know, the wrist can take a lot of strain. So let's get into our wrists. So first, go ahead and stretch your hands out in front of you. And I want you to squeeze your fingers like you're squeezing your hands through plasticine or something really thick. Great. And then go ahead and circle your wrists. And here you might hear some cracking and some crunching. I know mine crack and crunch every single time I do this. So you might hear some cracking and crunching. That's normal. And then go ahead and go around the opposite direction. Great. And then shake your hands out like you're trying to shake some water off your hands. Like shake them out, shake them out, shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. And then I like to, like I'm flashing my fingers, like flashing lights. Great. And now from there, bring your palms together. And we're going to pretend that our palms together here, that this is a book. So this is your book. So first, open your book. And you're going to be looking at your palms. And now this is a really good book and we're on holiday. So we're going to peel the front cover and the back cover and put them together. So you're trying to get the backs of the hands to touch. So your fingertips are going to point up towards your chin. And we're working to kind of get this softer area closer to the thumb, as close together as we can. Don't worry if it doesn't happen, that's okay. Now, as you're doing this, what's happening with your shoulders? Notice if you're squeezing the shoulders up. If you are, relax the shoulders down, relax the shoulders. Okay, now we're going to take our fingertips and point them in towards our chest, still keeping the backs of the hands touching. And again, as you point your fingers in towards your chest, watch that your shoulders aren't squeezing up towards your ears. Great. Point your fingers down towards your lap or the floor. And now begin spinning your fingertips to point towards the computer screen. So pointing towards me. Wonderful. And then back down towards your lap or the floor. Back to your chest. Back up to your chin. And then we're gonna go ahead and close our book and then shake our hands out. Wonderful. Okay, so once again, we're going to, I had to move back in my chair to stay on screen for that or to be in screen. I'm gonna move back to the edge of my chair if you're not there. So go ahead and move back to the edge of your chair. And stretch your hands out so your hands are reaching towards your knees, okay? So the arms should be nice and long, hands reaching towards the knees. Your feet should be flat on the floor and sort of underneath your hips. So your feet aren't like really wide, your legs aren't really wide, but the feet aren't together either. So they're just underneath your hips, okay? And we're gonna do a version of cat-cow. So if anyone has any movement experience or has done yoga before, you probably have heard of cat-cow. So with cat-cow, we're going to start from our tailbone. I'm just going to move my camera down a little bit so you can maybe see the movement of my spine better. All right, so we're going to start here with the tailbone. I want you to scoop your tailbone under. It's going to feel like, I'll move this arm out of the way. It's going to feel like your belly button is pulling back towards the spine. The spine is going to round and the chin is going to come down toward your chest. Now we're going to reverse that. We're going to curl the tailbone back. So we're going to curl the tailbone back. We're going to lift our chest and take the gaze up towards the ceiling. And we're going to reverse. So you're going to scoop the tailbone under so the belly button feels like it's pulling back towards the spine. Begin rounding the shoulders, take the chin down towards your chest, and then reverse. Okay, so I want you to do that. You can do this with your own, your own pace, your own speed. You can incorporate your breath, so the breath is help guiding that movement. Doesn't really matter, so long as you continue to breathe and you're not holding your breath as you're moving. That's the important part. And let's just cycle through that a couple more times. And this is a really wonderful thing to do. If you only do one thing when you're sat at your desk all day long, this is the one, because it's going to take your spine through all those wonderful movements. It kind of gets into your shoulders as well. Gets into the neck. Great. Bring yourself back to center. Okay, we're going to do one more version of cat-cow. So this version, I'm going to have you take and interlace your fingers back behind your head. Interlace your fingers back behind your head, and I'll turn front ways for a second. Now I want you to keep the elbows squeezing back so the elbows aren't pointing forward, but back. Okay. Now, same thing here. You're going to scoop the tailbone under, round the spine, take the chin towards your chest. The elbows are going to close in. And then as you curl your tailbone up, lift your chest. The elbows are going to open, chest opens, look up towards the ceiling. You can arch as much as feels good for your back, for your spine. And then reverse that same thing. It's almost like you're going down and then coming back up. Sometimes I feel like a flower, like I'm a blooming flower and I'm opening, and then I'm a flower like closing its petals as I come back down. You can use whatever imagery feels good for you, but getting that nice movement through the spine. Let's do that maybe just one more time, both directions. And then you can bring yourself back to center or back to neutral. And then relax your arms down. All right, give yourself a little shake. All right, so again, when you're ready, inhale, sweep your arms all the way out and up. And then once again, interlace your hands back behind your head. Okay, so here we're gonna do a little side bend. So take a nice full breath in. And then as you exhale, tip over to one side. It doesn't matter which, because we're going to do both. So tip over to one side, like you're trying to get that elbow to touch the floor. Great. And then inhale, bring yourself back up to center. And then go ahead and topple over to the other side. Again, it doesn't matter. We're going to do both. Great. Inhale, come back up through center. And one more time, go ahead and topple over to the first side, whatever side you did first. Great. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, last time, topple over to the other side. Wonderful, and come back up to center. All right, and then go ahead and release your hands, relax your arms all the way down. Okay, so we're gonna put this together in a little bit of a sequence. We're gonna do a little sequence with the things that we already know. So inhale, let's sweep our arms out, reach all the way up towards the ceiling. And then let's take our hands back down behind our head. Okay, so for the first movement, let's do a cat-cow. So go ahead, curl the tailbone under, round yourself forward. And then curl the tailbone up, lift the head, lift the chest, squeeze the elbows back. Bring the spine to neutral. And then let's topple over to our right side. Let's do a side bend to the right. Great. Come to center. And as you come to center here, I want you to push your head into the backs of your hands. And what this does is this begins to help align the back of our neck. This is really good for text neck or when we crane our neck. So push the head back into your hands, push, 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 and then relax the push, and then topple over to your left side. Go ahead, topple to the left. And then come back up through center. And then once again, push the head into the back of the hands like you're trying to slide the chin back. Great. Relax the push. And now let's cat-cow one more time. So curl that tailbone under, round yourself all the way forward. Now curl the tailbone up, lift the heart, lift the chest, squeeze the elbow back. Bring yourself back to neutral. And now as you release your hands, release the hands, and I want you to reach your hands to the far back corners behind you, as far back. You're gonna feel a big, 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 big stretch to the chest and the shoulders, as you then relax the arms all the way down. Woo, how are you feeling? Okay, let's do that one more time. Let's do that sequence one more time to really get it into your body. So hopefully you'll be able to remember and do it on your own. All right, let's inhale, sweep our arms all the way out and up. And then interlace the fingers back behind the head. So first movement, let's do our cat-cow. Curl your tailbone under, round the spine, lower the head. Curl the tailbone up, lift the chest, lift the head, squeeze the elbows back. Bring the spine back to neutral or back to center. And then let's go ahead and topple over to our right. Doesn't matter, we do both sides. So topple to one side, I'm going to my right. Great, come back to center. And this is where we do our head push. So push the head into the back of the hands, a nice strong push. Getting rid of text neck. And then relax the push. And then topple over to the left or your opposite side. I'm going to my left, but you do your opposite side. Great, come back up to center. And then once again, do the head push, push the head back into the hands. Push, 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 push. And then release the push. And let's do a cat-cow one more time. So curl the tail under, round yourself forward. Take the chin towards your chest. All right, curl the tailbone up. Lift the chest, lift the head, squeeze the elbows back. And then bring your spine back to neutral. And then you're going to release the fingers. As you release your fingers, you're going to stretch to the far back corners of your room, like you're trying to reach. Before you relax your arms down. Give yourself a shake rather than roll. For those that have your cameras on, you already look different in your faces, which is great. Okay, we're going to do next we'll do a seated twist. And I'm just going to turn to my side again. So it might give you a better view, especially for the visual learners. So we're going to sit nice and tall. Take a nice full breath in, and then raise the arms straight up towards the ceiling. And I want you to reach the fingers like you're going to touch your ceiling. Just take a breath here, pausing for a moment. And then as you exhale, I want you to turn to your left. You're going to turn to your left. And then you can place your right hand down onto your left leg. So right hand onto your left leg. And then this left hand, you have a few different options, can go onto the arm of your chair, onto the seat of your chair, or the back of your chair. It's going to depend on what you're sitting on. So you put your left hand back down behind you, wherever it feels good. And I want you to turn your head to look over your left shoulder. So really look over the left shoulder. Nice big twist. And if you've had lunch, this might feel a little challenging, so go easy. Okay, now maintaining the twist, reach the hands back up towards the ceiling. So reach the hands back up towards the ceiling, and then slowly unwind and come back to center. Take a nice full breath in here, and as you exhale, turn twist to your right. So as you turn twist to your right, your left hand is going to go onto your right leg, and that right hand is going to go onto the arm of the chair, the seat of the chair, or the back of the chair. And then turn to look over that right shoulder. You want to really turn the head to look over the shoulder, get a nice big twist around. Great, now maintain the twist and lift the arms back up towards the ceiling. And then slowly unwind, come back to center. Okay, we're going to do one more twist, but with a difference, okay, with a little difference. All right, so nice big full breath here, reach the arms up. And then as you exhale, turn twist towards your left. You turn twist towards your left. Place your right hand down onto your left leg. Right hand down onto your left leg. Now this left arm, instead, we're going to arch ourselves over to the right. We're going to arch over to the right. Taking a nice big stretch all along that whole left side. And then look under that left armpit. And I'm actually resting my right elbow onto my right thigh. So you might do that. Depends on how twisty, how bendy you are right now. All right, now let's reach that left hand straight back up towards the ceiling. Let's join it with the right arm. And then slowly untwist, come back to center. Okay, let's do the other side now. Nice big breath in. As you exhale, turn to your right. Left hand goes onto that right leg. And then that right arm is gonna arch over to the left. You're gonna arch over to the left. Look under that right armpit. Really reach those fingers, getting a nice big stretch all along that right side. All right, let's bring that right arm straight back up towards the ceiling. Let's meet it with the left and then slowly untwist so we're back to center. And because we have our arms up, we have this great opportunity to reach the arms as far back to the far corners as you can once again. And then release your arms down. Woohoo! All right, give yourself a little shake, rattle, and a roll. Okay, let's come up to standing. And I apologize, I'm gonna put my standing desk on and it sounds a little bit like an elevator. So you might hear that sound. It's a bit like an elevator sound. So come up to standing and standing with your feet underneath your hips, standing nice and tall. Bring your arms down by your sides. And as you inhale, sweep your arms up, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. You want to reach both your arms up. I'm still lifting my desk, so just excuse me. Reach, 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 reach. Great. And then as you exhale, relax your arms down by your sides. Okay, so now this time, you're going to involve your toes. So as you inhale, step up onto your tippy toes, reach, stretch all the way up, 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 up. And then as you exhale, relax the heels, relax the arms. So one more time, inhale up onto your tippy toes, reach, stretch your arms straight up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, relax the arms down. Okay, so now widen your stance. So stand with your feet a bit wider than hips distance, hands onto your hips. Now I want you to imagine you have a hula hoop and take your hips around a nice big circle. So you can bend your knees, you can keep the knees nice and relaxed. This is a nice way just to get into the hips. You can stick your bum back behind you a little bit. And then go ahead and take yourself around the other way. Nice and big, nice and big. Nice big circle. Wonderful. Take yourself back to center. And then stand with your feet back underneath your hips, standing nice and tall. We're going to do a little balancing here, so you can use your desk or your chair, whatever's in front of you. You can put your hand down on something if you need to for the extra balance. But if you want the challenge and don't want to touch anything, you can do it freestanding. All right. So as you inhale, go ahead and draw your right knee up towards your chest. And then if you can, see if you can interlace your fingers around the knee and draw the knee straight up towards your chest. And if it's only down here, that's fine. You can place one hand onto your desk or your chair. Take a nice breath. And go ahead and slowly release the leg down. All right, let's do that left side. Let's inhale, draw that left knee up towards our chest. Again, maybe you can clasp the fingers around the shin by the knee, or maybe you can get underneath at the thigh. That's fine too. Great, and then release it down. Give your legs a little shake out. Okay, so now the next one we're gonna do is sort of the opposite to that. Maybe you can see, maybe you can't. But you're gonna stand nice and tall. You're gonna bend. We're gonna start with our left knee. Bend the left knee so you can take the heel towards your bum. So take the heel towards the bum. And then you're gonna see if you can reach your hand and take hold of the foot or the ankle. And here we're getting a nice stretch all along the front of that left thigh. And if you can't quite reach, you can just keep squeezing the heel up towards the bum. This can cause cramping in the thigh, so just being aware of that, that's normal. Great. And then release. Okay, so go ahead. You're going to bend your right knee, take the heel towards your bum, so you can take hold of the ankle, of the heel. And again, you're going to squeeze it right up towards the bum. And again, you might get some cramping there. If you can't quite reach, you can just keep squeezing and reaching the hand back. That's okay too. Great. And then release. Give your legs a little shake out. Okay, now the next one we're going to do is a variation, because I've got 1 minute to go, and I've got 1 minute to give you one of my most favorite ones. This is a half downward dog. So I want you to take the back of your chair. You take the back of your chair. You see, hopefully you can see that. You're going to place your hands onto the back of your chair. Walk your feet back, and you're trying to get your belly parallel to the floor. And as soon as I do that, my whole back cracks actually. Trying to get your belly parallel to the floor. A nice stretch for the spine. You can do this with your hands on your desk as well. It doesn't have to be on a chair. Nice big full breath here. Great. And then walk your feet back up towards your chair. So you come back up to standing. Wonderful. All right. And to close off, let's do nice big inhale. Sweep our arms up. Step up onto your tippy toes. Reach, sweep up. And then as you exhale, relax your heels, relax your arms, let them fall. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, sweeping up. And then exhale, release the heels, relax the arms, let them fall. Last time, inhale, reach, sweep up. And then exhale, relax the heels, relax the arms. Wonderful. And then just give yourself a little shake out. I like to actually just shake my arms, shake my legs, shake my head, move myself. Anyway, that feels good. Wonderful. All right. I think that closes us off. Hopefully you have a few different movements you can do from standing, from sitting, from wherever you are. And of course, I'm happy to field any questions via email if you want to know how it works. I'll put my email in the chat for you. There you go.
Jamie, that was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And I can just see from the people who turned their cameras back on, as you said earlier on, you can see the difference in people already. And, you know, when it comes to mindfulness and getting yourself focused and things, what a great thing to do. And it's just a reminder that we should all be doing that more. And I know that certainly applies to me. So thank you so much indeed for that great session. Just what we needed in the middle of the day. And there you go. Thanks so much. Some wonderful comments there. So well done. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. And well done to everyone taking part. Absolutely fantastic. Lots of great comments there. And really, really appreciate that, Jamie. It's just been great. And don't forget that everybody, tomorrow, there will be another energizer with Prashkatecha with instant stress relief through mantra, music, meditation, and yogic breathing. So you've got all that to look forward to. Again,